Hello, I'm Sandy Potter.
I'm Michael L., and welcome to Ageless Living. We're happy to join you once again from our home studios as we continue to stay home and stay safe.
You've probably heard that the real estate market is booming right now. In fact, if you've been considering selling your home to downsize, this is an opportune moment.
That's right. A seller's market means you're in control, and with a few special touches, you could see your profit go through the roof. Not literally.
Not literally. To find out more, we brought in an expert. I was delighted to speak with Patti Stern from PJ & Company Staging and Interior Decorating in Cheshire to get some tips and tricks. Let's take a look at our virtual discussion. Hi, Patti. Thanks so much for joining us on Ageless Living.
Thanks for having me.
It's a pleasure. For many older adults who are thinking about downsizing, the task of getting their home ready to sell seems overwhelming. What advice can you give to folks to begin that process and make it as stress-free as possible?
That's a really good question. Selling a home, for older people, boomers and so on is a very, very difficult process, especially if you accumulate things over the years, which basically we all do. My advice is if you know you're going to sell in 1 or 2 years, start decluttering, start getting rid of things, that you don't need, that you haven't worn in over a year, that you haven't used in over a year. If you want to give things to your kids, start doing it now. So that when it's time to sell, decluttering could be one of the most overwhelming part of the process. So decluttering is one. The second thing is repair. Anything that's broken, from a faucet to, a tear in the rug or crack in the window, have it repaired, now before it's time to sell. So repair anything that's broken. The third thing is update. If you have a really dated bathroom, let's say it's, 30 years old, even 15 years old can be old. Try and do a cosmetic facelift if you can't afford to do a whole renovation. And when I say a facelift, maybe it's a new bathroom vanity. It's painting. It's adding new light fixtures. Now you will have to have a professional come in, whether it be an electrician or a plumber, yes, but you can also get some inexpensive, sinks, vanities, faucets at places like Lowe's, Home Depot. I'm not talking about things that are expensive. And kitchens and bathrooms are very, very important to buyers if you want to get top dollar. So that's the other thing. Update wherever you can, especially in your bathroom, in your kitchen, and then paint. Paint is one of the best things ever. Paint transforms a room. And, for example, I'm finally removing my dated red and white toile wallpaper from my dining room. I loved it. We had it for 15 years. I was into country French, but I'm getting my home ready to sell in the next couple of years. And today's buyer does not want my toile wallpaper, and they will think of it as a huge negative. So I'm taking it down and I'm having it painted, and that's really important. So those are some of the things that I'd recommend, starting to do as you're thinking of getting ready to sell. Not to mention that, you'll get to enjoy it a little bit before you sell.
That's great advice. And you alluded a little bit to this in your last answer, but I wanted to ask you, we hear that buyers tend to gravitate toward houses with certain characteristics. So if you do have an older home that might be needing some of those updates you were talking about, how can you make it more appealing?
Well, the first thing is, and maybe folks have, this was the first time they're selling their home in 30 years, and real estate has changed dramatically. Everything is sold online. Everything. It's almost 100% sold online. So the photos your real estate agent is going to take of your home, and put up on, the web, the MLS, where buyers are going to look at, your home, are so important and so critical. So if you can paint, that is one of the top priorities, I think, that really can change the look of a home. Flooring, carpeting that is, puckering, that's, been there for 10 years or more, it's time to update it. It's part of maintaining a home. It's not even just staging, it's part of maintaining your home, whether it be, carpeting. And again, there are so many places that are inexpensive, or hardwood flooring or vinyl and so on. But painting, looking at the flooring in the home, and then again, the bathrooms and the kitchens, okay? Those are important if you can do that. And again, paint is a big, start.
Absolutely. And you're right, the visual is what's so important when people are doing it mostly online.
Exactly.
And finally, you've been doing this for quite a while now, and I'm sure you've seen many different situations. We're curious to know what sellers should avoid doing when they're going through this process.
Well, I have been doing this for 16 years, and I am an interior decorator, and I'm an accredited stager. And, so I've basically seen, everything. And I would say that put your best foot forward. Take your time to get ready to sell. There's no rush. Hopefully there's no rush. And again, if you're thinking about selling even 5 years from now, you never know what's going to happen. So start the process now. So many of our clients, when we come in, it might have been on the market and it hasn't sold because it really needed some staging and some updating. And I don't mean renovating. I'm not talking about gutting a kitchen or a bathroom. I'm talking about maybe changing a faucet or painting or a countertop. So really assess your home, maybe have your kids take a look at it, have the realtor take a look at it. Certainly a professional like a stager like myself, we go in and we do consultations. That's the first step. We'll walk the home inside and out, and we provide preliminary written staging recommendations of what we think would be incredibly helpful to sell and sell for top dollar, which is what most of our clients, want. And what I always say is good, better, best. Best may be put a whole brand new vanity, and sink and faucet in your bathroom. Good might be, how about changing the faucet, the knobs on the vanity, maybe the lights, and paint it, okay? And something like that, that would be good, okay? So that's how we approach it. We don't say you've got to do everything. It's basically our client's home. It's all about managing your budget, and we get that. But we start with a consultation, and many of our clients take that advice and they can do it on their own, or they end up hiring us and we come in and we transform a home in one day so that the real estate agent can take photographs and put that property up on realtor.com, Zillow, and so on.
That's great. And I love that approach where you're showing them different options and then letting them choose. So that's perfect.
Absolutely.
Well, Patti, thank you so much for sharing all of these fantastic tips with us today. And for more information, we're going to put up your contact information so folks can check you out and your fantastic website.
Oh, thank you. It was my pleasure. Thanks for having me.
It was wonderful to have you. Thanks again. And stay well.
Okay. Bye-bye.
And now, let's take a look at what's happening around Masonicare. Congratulations to the recipient of the Jen Go the Extra Mile Peer Recognition Award, Lori, Residential Services Business Manager at Masonicare at Ashler Village. The award was presented by Jessica, Food Quality Assurance Supervisor, who noted, "Every resident, family member, and coworker I talk to always speaks so highly of Lori. She exhibits all of Masonicare's core values tenfold." We are so grateful to Jessica and Lori for all they do in service to our residents and each other. And we had a great time celebrating our dedicated volunteers during National Volunteer Week. From thoughtful gifts to drive-through events, our staff got creative in finding ways to honor the wonderful volunteers we have here at Masonicare.
Thank you so much for joining us for another virtual edition of Ageless Living.
We look forward to bringing you more stories about living well as we take this journey together.
And until next time, stay well and remember, be ageless. Bye.